Listen. The wind shifts, carrying a scent not of home, polished wood and distant, thirsty fields. The village, content under its oracle's gentle gaze, is about to learn that not all journeys are made on feet, and not all promises quench thirst. Gather closer, for the embers grow brighter as I sing of the stranger's bargain, a test that would make the drums speak in a new, uncertain tongue. The stranger came in the season of short shadows, when the heat made the air over the fields shimmer like a spirit. His name was Idris, and he moved with a polished grace that seemed out of place on the dusty paths. He rode no horse, but his leather sandals were fine, and he carried a staff of dark, gleaming ebony topped with a brass finial shaped like a coiled serpent. His smile was wide, his words flowed like honey, but his eyes, Amina noted from the shadow of the baobab, were the color of a dry season sky, clear, but offering no rain. He was welcomed with the tradition of the unknown guest. He was given water in a calabash, which he drank sparingly, a bowl of groundnut soup, and a mat in the guest hut. The elders gathered to hear his tale. He spoke of a great city, Aramoko, 2 moons' journey west, a place of learning and wealth. But our river, the mother Aramoko, grows tired, he said, his voice a practiced lament. Your Aluan is her sister, born from the same mountain heart. We propose a partnership. Help us channel a sister's strength, and our wealth will be your shield against famine. He presented a gift, a mask of polished ebony, so smooth it seemed to drink the light. It was beautiful, but to Amina, its hollow eyes felt hungry. The mask was placed in the elder's council hut. That night Amina dreamed. She was dancing on the bank of the Aluan, but her reflection in the water was not her own. It was the ebony mask, its mouth moving in Idris's honeyed words. Then the water itself began to drain away, pulled toward the mask's hollow eyes, leaving only cracked, gasping fish. She woke with a start, the taste of dust in her mouth. She went to the river at dawn, performing her grounding ritual, but the earth felt uneasy under her feet. A dream in which water runs backward is a warning from the ancestors of a coming thirst. Her grandmother's voice seemed to whisper in her memory. This was no mere feeling. It was a direct ancestral guidance, sharp and cold. When she confided in the Awo, he looked grave. The mask is a ask, a vessel for spirit. But what spirit does it invite? We must tread carefully, like the antelope drinking beside the crocodile's log. He advised the elders to be slow in their decision. The virtue of caution, often the companion of wisdom, settled over the village leadership like a watchful bird. Idris was a master of patience. He did not press. Instead, he began to integrate. He bartered cleverly in the market, offering shiny steel needles for baskets of dried okra. He told captivating stories of Aramoko's glass towers and libraries of parchment. To the young men, he spoke of opportunities, of work digging the great canal that would bring prosperity. His words painted pictures of wealth that glittered in their minds. Duro, the hunter whose arrogance had been humbled, now saw in Idris a new kind of strength, the strength of modern things, of contracts and coin. Idris sought out Duro specifically, gifting him a hunting knife of folded steel, its edge singing a sharper song than any local iron. A man of your skill should have a tool that matches his vision, Idris said. Duro's loyalty, once firmly rooted in the village, began to subtly shift toward the promise of a broader world. The proverb warns, the fly that has no one to advise, it follows the corpse into the grave. Duro, flattered and enamored with the new, was slowly ceasing to listen to the old advisements. The elders, led by the prudent chief Alumide, decided to consult the oracle formally. This was not a question of love or lost items, but of the village's soul, its river. The request was brought to Amina with solemnity. She felt the weight of it in her bones. For 3 nights she prepared. She fasted, drinking only infusions of clear-seeing herbs. She spent hours at the shrine behind the waterfall, listening for the ancestor's voice in the roar. On the first night of the dance, the square was packed, tense. Baba Kofi's drums called. Amina stepped forward, the bells on her ankles silent. She began to move, but her dance was fractured, disjointed. She would spin towards the river path, then be pulled back as if by a rope. Her hands mimed digging, then washing, then clutching empty air. The dust rose in confused plumes. She ended, sweating and frustrated, shaking her head at the elders. No answer had come. A murmur of worry spread through the crowd. Idris, watching from the shadows, allowed himself a small, satisfied sip of palm wine. The second night, Amina tried a different approach. She focused on Idris himself, who stood proudly at the front. Baba Kofi played a rhythm that mimicked a stranger's confident walk. Amina's dance became a mirror of Idris, smooth, persuasive, full of grand, sweeping gestures that promised much. The people were mesmerized by the beauty of the performance. But then, Amina's foot caught on nothing. She stumbled. The smooth rhythm fractured. As she fell to one knee, her hands flew to her throat in a brief, choking motion. She recovered quickly, but the message was seen. A flaw, a hidden choke point in the beautiful promise. Still, it was not a full answer. The stranger's smile did not waver, but his eyes on Amina grew more calculating. After the dance, Tun found her by the river, head in her hands. "It's like dancing in a fog," she confessed. "I see pieces, feelings, but the whole picture, it's being hidden from me." Tun, ever practical, said, "Maybe you're trying to see the man. Perhaps you should dance for the river itself." His words, simple and rooted in the tangible, sparked a new thought in her. The third night, the air was thick with anticipation. Amina took Tun's advice. Before the dance, she went to the river and submerged herself briefly, a ritual of merging. She asked the spirit of Aluin, Ashen, for clarity. As she walked to the square, water dripped from her braids, and her feet left damp prints on the dry earth. Baba Kofi, sensing her new focus, began a deep, liquid rhythm on the Aya Ilu, the mother drum. Amina's dance changed. It became the river. Her arms flowed in continuous, winding currents. Her spine was the central, powerful channel. She was the water, abundant in giving. The people sighed, feeling the familiar comfort of their life source. Then, the drum rhythm changed. A sharper, repetitive tek-tek-tek entered, the sound of a digging tool. Amina's dance shifted. Her flowing movements hit an invisible wall. She pushed against it. The water dance splintered, divided. One part of her continued to flow weakly. Another part strained away, being pulled by an unseen force toward Idris. The conflict in her body was agonizing to watch. In the climax of the dance, as the two rhythms, the flowing water and the digging insistence, fought for dominance, the dust at Amina's feet did something extraordinary. It did not just rise, it coalesced. It formed the clear, shimmering image of a face, Idris's face. But it was split down the middle. The left side held a calm, generous expression, a cupped hand offering water. The right side was empty, the features slack and greedy, the palm upturned and vacant. The image held for 3 drum beats before collapsing. Amina finished her dance, falling to her knees, spent. The square was utterly silent. Then she spoke, her voice echoing with the fatigue of the river itself. "The river is a song," she gasped. "It cannot be given whole to one town and left another to thirst. If you cut it, the song will unravel, and the ancestors will not learn the new verse. The stranger carries both gift and hollow. Take from him what you must, his tools, his knowledge, but do not hand over the life of the river." The virtue of integrity, wholeness, had been danced and spoken. The true choice was laid bare. The elders deliberated for 2 days. Idris applied pressure, now less honeyed and more direct. He spoke of contracts with the regional council, of the inevitability of progress. Duro and a few other young men voiced support, dazzled by the steel and the promise. Chief Alyamide felt the village fracturing. He called a great council under the baobab, where every adult could speak. The debate was heated. Idris's logic was seductive. Controlled water meant guaranteed harvests, wealth, protection. The older farmers, their skin etched like the dry earth they loved, spoke against it. "You cannot trade a beating heart for a bag of cowries," one said. Tun's father, the fisherman, asked, "Will Aramoko's council come to mend our nets when the fish forget our stretch of water?" The Awo reminded them of Amina's vision, the dual face. He offers a hoe with one hand, the Awo said, while the other prepares to take the field. In the end, Chief Alumide's wisdom, steeped in the virtue of stewardship, prevailed. He announced the decision: we will welcome trade with Aramoko. We will learn from their tools and share our crafts. But the course of the Aluan is sacred. It is the blood of our land, entrusted to us by our ancestors for our children's children. We will not sell its veins. We offer partnership, not possession. Idris's affable mask finally slipped. The anger on the hollow side of his dust image face manifested. His eyes turned cold. "You choose dust over diamonds," he said flatly. "You will remember this when the long drought comes, and your oracle's dance cannot bring rain." He took his ebony mask and left the next morning, but the tension he sowed did not leave with him. Duro watched him go, the gleaming knife heavy at his hip. In the wake of the decision, a subtle sickness settled on Iba-Ire. It was not a disease of the body, but of the spirit, doubt. Had they been foolish? Had they let fear of the new blind them to opportunity? The easy confidence they had in their way of life was shaken. The carousellers did count quieter. The children's games turned to arguments over who was progressive and who was backward. Amina felt this sickness acutely. Her dances for everyday questions became slightly harder, as if she were pushing through a mist of collective uncertainty. She danced for a woman worried about her pregnancy, and the dust showed a healthy child, but the woman still fretted, asking, "But will he have a future here?" The oracle's gift, which relied on a certain harmony with her people, was being tested by their discord. The unity of the village, once as solid as the baobab, now had a crack. Duro became the focal point of the discontent. He began to gather a small group of like-minded young men near the old smoking huts. They talked of Idris's promises, of the wider world that Iba-Ire was too scared to grasp. Duro waved his steel knife. "We protect a river we are told not to touch, while others build canals to shape the future. We follow the dust at a girl's feet while cities rise from stone." Amina, guided by a nagging feeling, went to the edge of the grove one evening. She saw Duro's group, heard their heated whispers. She didn't need to dance to feel the energy. It was hot, restless, and pointed away from the heart of the village. It was the energy of rebellion. The proverb came to her mind: a single bracelet does not jingle. Duro was not alone. The split in Idris's dust face was mirroring itself in her own people. The ancestors did not remain silent in this time of fracture. The Awo reported a powerful collective dream among 3 of the eldest villagers, including Chief Alumide's mother. In the dream, they saw the baobab Iba-Ire, with a deep black split running down its trunk. From the split, not sap, but dust poured out, and around its base, the carved wooden masks from the festival were weeping tears of river clay. This was a dire warning. The baobab was the village's soul, the masks were the ancestors. The dream signified the spiritual death and grief that would come from internal division. The Awo called an urgent meeting. He shared the dream. "The stranger's bargain was not just for our water," he intoned, his voice trembling with age and urgency. "It was a seed of division, and it has taken root. We must heal the split, or we will bleed dust." The dream cut through the material doubts, reminding them of a deeper spiritual cost. The virtue of unity was no longer just an ideal. It was a necessity for survival. Chief Alumide acted. He announced a festival of reweaving. For 3 days, all regular work would stop. The entire village would engage in a single shared project, creating a new, massive ceremonial cloth. Every family would contribute a strip of fabric, dyed with colors meaningful to them. The elders would speak, not of the future, but of the past, of Ire the founder, of great droughts survived together, of battles where the village fought as one body. Amina's role was pivotal. Each night of the festival, she would dance. But this time, her dance was not for prophecy. It was a dance of memory and connection. Baba Kofi played rhythms that were the village's heartbeat: the planting song, the birth chant, the funeral dirge. Amina danced them all, her movements inviting the people to remember who they were at their core. On the final night, as the huge patchwork cloth was unveiled, she danced over and around it, her feet blessing each unique strip, weaving them together in motion. The sight of their diverse lives literally woven into one tapestry began to soften hardened hearts. Duro watched the festival from the outskirts, his arms crossed. He saw the joy on his mother's face as she added her strip, the faded blue of her wedding wrapper. He saw Tund laughing as he helped stretch the cloth. He felt the pull of the old rhythms, the deep, familiar drumming that was in his blood. The steel knife at his hip felt cold and foreign. On the last night, as Amina danced the funeral dirge for all the village's lost loved ones, Duro saw his own father's face in the firelight. His father had been a man of the village, through and through. After the dance, Chief Alyamide did not chastise Duro's group. Instead, he walked to them, holding a corner of the great cloth. "This strip," he said, pointing to a strong, earthy brown, "is from the hide of the first antelope your grandfather, Duro, killed to feed the village during the Great Hunger. His strength is in this cloth. Your strength is in this village. We need it not to dig away from us, but to protect what we have woven." It was an appeal to loyalty and legacy, not an imposition of authority. The resolution came not with a bang, but with a quiet, personal choice. The morning after the festival, Duro went to the blacksmith. He laid the beautiful, sharp, foreign steel knife on the anvil. "Can you melt this?" he asked. "Add it to the metal for our new village gate. Let its strength guard us, not divide us." The blacksmith, understanding, nodded. As the knife was heated and lost its form, so did the rebellion. The other young men, seeing Duro's choice, slowly drifted back to their families and farms. The immediate crisis was over. The village had reaffirmed its bond, but the world outside had changed. Idris had come and gone, leaving a scar of awareness. Iba-Ire knew it was no longer an isolated story. It was a paragraph in a larger, more demanding narrative. And the hollow, upturned palm in Amina's vision? It still hung in the air, a question unanswered. The stranger was gone, but had the bargain truly ended? Keep your eyes on the horizon, listeners, for choices have long shadows. The next embers will glow with the tales of scars and whispers, where the consequences of both acceptance and refusal take root.